Hello fellow football connoisseurs and welcome back to the Quick Take. I hope you're all doing well. We do have Liverpool coming up in the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, but before that we have some news to get into regarding Raheem Sterling, an update regarding Conor Gallagher, and even some news regarding Axel Disasi. But first, if you don't already know, at 15,000 subscribers, I'm giving away 3 King of London lightsabers. All you need to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and check the pinned comment down below for more information. Now, we're going to jump straight in with the news regarding Axel Disasi. And it's not good news and it's not bad news, it's just a quote he said that I resonate with. Disasi urges Resurgent Blues to stay humble as Carabao Cup final looms. Just because we played well in the last 3 games doesn't mean we should say Chelsea are back. And I think this is the exact mentality to come into this Liverpool game. Yes, Liverpool do have a large number of players out. This is coming in from This Is Anfield LFC injury list ahead of Luton Wednesday and Chelsea Sunday. Alisson is out, John Matip is out, Trent's out, Szoboszlai is a doubt with a hamstring injury, Curtis Jones is out, Thiago is out, but he's been out for ages. Stefan Bajcetic, is out, Diogo Jota is out, Darwin Núñez is a doubt, and Ben Doak is out. So they're dealing with a fairly hefty injury crisis, if you want to call it that, right now, just before a cup final. But we've been dealing with injuries all season. We have lost players like Wesley Fofana, Romeo Lavia. We've barely been able to use the likes of Christopher Nkunku. We've had injuries to our wingers like Noni Madueke. We've had injuries to our fullbacks like Reece James and Ben Chilwell, and an ankle injury for Cucurella. We've had a lot of injuries this season. I think that we're in a position now where the team that is fit and ready to go, they have been able to bond with each other to the point where we're playing somewhat coherently now under Pochettino, which is a great thing, as I said, coming into this final against Liverpool. It's a fantastic game to put a bright spark on a fairly dismal season. But I completely agree with Axel Disasi here, and of course, coming off a fantastic performance against Man City, this is exactly what we need to do. We need to rally behind the team, but not overestimate ourselves. We need to still come out this game with a level head, and this is exactly what he's pleading with the Chelsea team to do. Very, very, very good from Axel Disasi there. We move on to news regarding Raheem Sterling. Some at Chelsea feel Raheem Sterling's experience and his qualities are definitely worth sticking and persisting with. Others would be happy for him to be moved on at this stage. Now, I reported a few days ago that there was some rumours surrounding Raheem Sterling as to whether or not he would be at Chelsea next season. And the rumours were he is one of the names that is being looked at as a player to be moved on. Of course, he's on big wages, and we do have a player on the left-hand side who we have invested a lot of money into, and I think we're going to invest a lot of time into in Mykhailo Mudryk. And with Raheem Sterling playing week in, week out, he's not able to play, he's not able to develop in terms of getting minutes on the field, which is one of the biggest things you need to do when developing a young player. It's giving him time to actually develop. Raheem Sterling's not stopping that, but because he's playing week in, week out, obviously Mudryk's not getting those minutes. Sterling has performed at a higher level than Mudryk this season, although we have seen good glimpses from Mudryk. I think Sterling's been a bit more consistent than the Ukrainian winger, but it does look like he may be on his way out. There is a divided opinion regarding Sterling behind the scenes, and it wouldn't surprise me if we do see him move out of Chelsea come the summer. We have an update regarding Romeo Lavia. Lavia has suffered a muscle tear in his thigh. Not good. A much more serious problem than first feared, but he is expected to return during the first week of March. I really, really, really want to see a midfield 3 of Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Caicedo. I think it would work brilliantly. I'm still working, and it's nearly done, trust me, on this Osimhen video. And in doing that video, I've looked into Spalletti's Napoli's tactics during the 22-23 season, of course, when they won the league, and they were one of the most dominant sides in world football. They were a fantastic side that year. And what I noticed was their side have a lot of similarities in terms of player profiles, especially midfield, like we do. I really do feel like if we were to bring in Victor Osimhen, I think we should take some inspiration from Spalletti and maybe work with a 4-3-3, which is not something uncommon to Poch. I mean, I think he used a 4-3-3 at times when he was at PSG, so it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility if he is the manager next season, although there is some rumours maybe he's not, but I'll get into that later on. Speaking of injuries, Chelsea have identified the hamstring issue here. Chelsea know they have been suffering from a higher than expected number of hamstring injuries so far this season, and aim to hire a couple of more specialists before the season ends. Fantastic news, of course, Chelsea. And hamstring injuries go hand in hand, of course. And the big striker target we're going for this summer, Victor Osimhen, he has had his fair share of hamstring issues in the past. And so bringing in a specialist who can work with the players to specifically avoid those kind of injuries, it only benefits the side going forward. We move on to an update regarding Conor Gallagher. Tottenham are absolutely convinced that Chelsea's midfielder Conor Gallagher is the kind of dream number number 8 that they are after. Of course, Ante Postecoglou has got this Spurs side playing very well. They're in a title charge at the start of the season, kind of dropped off with injuries. I think that game against Chelsea really hurt them. Of course, they lost a key player in Van de Ven for a while. But that's not the only update regarding Conor Gallagher here. Conor Gallagher's value is dropping. Realistically, his value is around 30 to 35 million pounds at the moment, which Tottenham would probably be willing to pay. Now, this is only because he has 1 year left on his contract come the summer transfer window. If we had sold him, or if we were looking to get a price for him in the January transfer window, maybe we could have got 40 to 45, but it does look like it's dropping. A lot of people are concerned about that. Unless we give him a new contract or offer him a new contract, it will be difficult to negotiate with clubs. We managed to get a high price for Mason Mount, but Mason Mount had been performing at a high level at Chelsea for a number of seasons up to that point. Conor Gallagher, this is his real first amazing season at Chelsea. Although 30 to 35 million pounds still does feel like a bit of an insult for a player like Conor Gallagher, who is a starter at a massive Premier League club. You can say, well, Chelsea are a mid-table club at the moment. Yeah, at the moment. We're performing like a mid-table club, but we're not a mid-table club. He is still at one of the biggest clubs in world football, and he's a starter in that massive club. So again, 35 million pounds for Conor Gallagher. It's a bit of an insult. I would say 45 million pounds with 8 million pounds add-on. It wouldn't be the worst deal in the world, but that's only if we can't get him onto a new contract. He's been playing fantastically this season, and it'll be interesting to see what happens come the summer. Does he get a new contract or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on that. And finally, before I end this video, I'm going to end it on some Bayern Munich news. Of course, Thomas Tuchel's Bayern Munich have been in a very poor run of games recently. The biggest result, of course, coming at the hands of Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen. And it looks like Bayern Munich are lining up a new manager, coming in the form of Zinedine Zidane. This coming in from Sky Sports Germany. Could Zidane become the new Bayern coach? According to information from Sky, the Bayern bosses are working on alternatives in the background. In addition to Zidane, according to Sky Info, Bayern's scare Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a candidate. You know, I even thought they may have considered bringing back Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick, I think he left on his own accord to join Germany. So I don't know if there's any I don't think there's any bad blood there, but apparently this is coming in from Plettigol and Sky Sports Germany. Clubs from abroad have inquired about Flick, especially from the Premier League. In the background, Pini Zahavi is now pulling the strings for Flick. Very interesting news, of course. Flick was my big first manager breakdown, and if we somehow managed to bring him in, I think that would be rather poetic for my channel if Flick ended up being a manager at Chelsea after all this time, after all my manager breakdowns. It came back to the number one, Mr. Hansi Flick. I can only imagine the Premier League clubs that would be seriously interested in Hansi Flick would be Chelsea and potentially Liverpool. I think obviously Jurgen Klopp has got this Liverpool team playing with the German Gegenpress, and Hansi Flick is one of the best managers in terms of his Gegenpressing football. And we saw this with his very, very dominant Bayern Munich side in that 1920 season. I actually think he'd be a better fit for Liverpool than Xabi Alonso would be, because Xabi Alonso is a lot more like Pep Guardiola in terms of his tactics, in terms of his system, where it's much more possession, and then the way the players make short passes and find space for themselves and break teams down systematically, whereas Liverpool, they like to suffocate their opponents with the press, and I think that's what Hansi Flick does best. So I think actually in terms of stylistic fits, Hansi Flick would probably be the better option for Liverpool than Xabi Alonso. I'm going to say it now. But let me know your thoughts on the news today. Of course, Axel Disasi, wise words from the Chelsea centre-back. Conor Gallagher, 30 to 35 million pounds. Insulting, don't you think? Will he be a Chelsea player next season? Let me know your thoughts on that. Romeo Lavia coming back in March. Do you think we will see a midfield trio of Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo? And of course, Raheem Sterling, should he stay or should he go now? If you like the video, like, comment and subscribe. I've been The Quick Take, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.